Rivera, Hart, Lee, and Sherman, Penn State, North Carolina. On the right-hand side, just getting started. Nick Lee for Penn State, Zach Sherman representing Coleman Scott and the Tar Heels. Eierman and Simon to the left. When you look at what Eierman has been able to do this year, Jim, his transfer from Missouri, first year on the Hawkeye singlet, where have you seen him grow the most from his previous 3 All-American performances?
Well, I thought he was well on his way to developing to be a national champion when he was at the University of Missouri. So a little bit of a surprise, but he wanted to be in a training environment that Tom and Terry Brands were presenting, and so he made it real easy to move in that direction. But I just see, his father was a great, difficult wrestler to wrestle, and just maybe opened up a lot of creativity and thoughts about how to do things in a different way. So exposed him to wrestling at a young age, and I think more of what he's learned at Iowa is just being around, the training partners that are aggressive and want to shoot in on your legs, and it's allowed him to be more of himself. And he's so difficult to solve. I mean, they call him the Riddler for a reason, because he's difficult to answer. Right there, a little slide by, and a lot of guys, he leads that right foot out there, and you can kind of say he doesn't look the most athletic here on his feet, but he's got big feet for the weight class. But he cuts the corner as well as anybody, and really, when he cuts the corner on a guy defensively here, he's looking to cradle him up and pin him.
Nick Lee on the right for Penn State, the 3-time All-American, the Big Ten runner-up, losing to Eierman. He had an early takedown, was very close to getting a couple of turns, but Sherman was able to avoid the near-fall points, and now the Tar Heel is up in a 2-1 lead. And look at that movement again. Quick, precise attack by Lee, and he'll go up 4-1.
Yeah, beautiful little high crotch there. And the thing I love about Nick Lee is just the pace he keeps in the match. That was an outstanding match between he and the number 3 seed, Sebastian Rivera, in the semifinals of the Big Tens. Just excellent wrestlers representing the conference, Big Ten Conference here in these top 3 seeds at this weight. And Nick Lee, he's got the ability to make the adjustments, and he's got to go through Rivera. That was an 8-6 match in that battle in the semifinals. But, these guys are favored. Now you see Eierman basically driving through, but just true to form here. Simon from Central Michigan, he just seems like he's... see them now cutting the corner here by Eierman. That's what he does so well. He's just not going to have enough room to finish the technique. But these guys are... Lee is just all pace. Tough in the top position. And guys are absolutely worn out after they get done wrestling them.
This time he will get the count. We mentioned he had been close on previous occasions. That time he'll get the 2 near fall. And one of the higher attack rates in collegiate wrestling, Nick Lee with a 6-1 lead in the first period. Speaking of the Big Ten, Rivera, Rutgers, trying to finish the first period riding, and he will as the period comes to an end in a 3-2 lead.
Yeah, takedown and an escape takedown for Rivera here in a ride-out situation. Good period for him.
Sebastian Rivera, 3-time All-American. He was the number 1 seed a year ago at 133. Made the decision to bump up to 141. He's trying to join Nick Suriano and Anthony Ashnold as Rutgers national champions. Both those guys were the Scarlet Knights' first title holders in Pittsburgh 2 years ago.
Look for Rivera right here. We're going to get a good look at him. This is a good style here for Rivera to be able to score on Hart. He likes to go ahead and pick that right foot of Hart right there. Just jumps right in on that single leg. So notice how he's keeping his ankles free. Was at that point. Probably going to get bogged down here a little bit. Now roll through situation. Almost potentially dangerous on that knee. Referee finally got a good look at it here and stopped the action. But that's the leg that he likes to attack. Now, here's a corner situation here for the Riddler. He's got him on his back right now, fairly close to it. Watch him settle back. Wants to try to get that lock close to the neck as possible, and he's really tough in this position. That's close to being a fall, and it was.
Even though they limited the capacity to 2,500, you could still hear the Hawkeye fans on the fall from Eierman.
He's doing what he does. He cut the corner on Simon, locked up that cradle, and immediately started thinking about how am I going to pin this guy.
Good job! 45! Keep him inside! On his faces!
The happy homecoming continues for Sebastian Rivera. Three-time All-American for Northwestern. Wanted to come back home to Toms River, New Jersey. Scott Goodale certainly welcomed him with open arms. 6-2 lead on Hart of Missouri in the second period. Tough on top, looking for a turn late. Has a leg in.
Yeah, this is setting up to be a fantastic match tonight here between Rivera and Nick Lee.
You saw the little game of cat and mouse with the official there. He started the count when Rivera went down to that leg. Then Rivera lifted the hand up off the leg.
Yeah, it was short time with 11 seconds left. Yeah, that's being creative.
See if Hart gets a quick start underneath. Does not. Slowly trying to build up into a tripod, but Rivera in a good position. All that weight in, trying to chop the arm, and a solid ride by Rivera in the second period.
Hart's choice, and he's probably going to choose the down position.